Hey there clan, and welcome to the Warriors Geeky News regarding Gamescom 2014. It's been a wee while since Gamescom happened, but I've been rather busy, but I still want to cover some things that came out of Gamescom. I'm not going to be covering everything in detail. I'm only going to cover the stuff that I found interesting and I think that it's worth merit. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about the Terminator thing. I'm actually going to get that off the bat at the start. But let me give you a quick recap of what's going to be in here. I'm going to talk a little bit Witcher 3. Got to talk a little bit PlayStation Couch. Got to talk a little bit Silent Hill. A little Hellblade. And of course, we're also going to talk a little Alien Isolation. Did I already say that? I already said that, but never said it twice. It's worth saying twice. So yeah, so stick around to watch the Warriors Geeky News while we geek out about some fantastic, glorious news. Shall we? Okay, I like to end my videos on a high. Now, I originally was going to make the Terminator story last, but I kind of want to get it out of the way and get my opinion out there, because I have had a few people express their concern with my thoughts on it, because I own Tomb Raider, the original one, the reboot from 2013, and I absolutely loved it. Not only was it a great story, but it had great gameplay. I definitely think it was one of the best games that came out of 13, and in my opinion is how you do a reimagining and also a reboot to a franchise that, in all honesty, outlasted its sell-by date quite a while ago. And I absolutely loved it, and I definitely would recommend it. You notice I have on Xbox. I have on Xbox because the Xbox 360 was my preferred system last generation. The PS4 is my preferred console this generation. I was actually considering buying Tomb Raider again on PS4, mainly because I wanted to see the difference, and also the DLC. I didn't get any DLC with this game because I didn't buy any. So I thought, I might buy the game, I might buy it again. I ain't doing that now, especially with what Crystal Dynamics has done with their partnership with Microsoft. Now, firstly, the news has been updated, and if you haven't heard already, it has been announced at Gamescom. Now, at the start of Gamescom, this was announced as this, that Tomb Raider, The Rise of the Tomb Raider, the sequel to this game, was going to be an Xbox exclusive. Angry Joe, Boogie2988, and several other various YouTubers expressed their concern about it, and I was going to be one of them as well, but I decided to wait a little bit and actually say, let's find out until we get the full story out there. But it has now came out that it will be a timed exclusive. Now, we have no idea what the date is yet, how long it will be a timed exclusive. Will it be a timed exclusive for a month, a year, a couple of weeks? We have no idea. And is it only a timed exclusive for the Xbox One? And will it still be available on PC at that time? Or is it a timed exclusive for PC and PS4? Firstly, I have to ask this question. How much fucking money did Microsoft drive up to Crystal Dynamics' door and go, hey, you mind doing this? Do you mind doing a timed exclusive for us for your next big game coming out? Because our system isn't selling too good, and we, instead of investing that money into our own games and making new original IPs that will help sell our system, and investing in the games that make our system, we want to buy we want to buy a game that was originally multi-platform and just have it on Xbox One, even though you have dedicated fans on the PlayStation and PC market who absolutely loved your first game. We want to see if we can get a timed exclusive for the next game, because our system is shit. How much money did they have to offer them? How much? I have to ask that, because it would have to have been a shit ton in my opinion. And if it was any less than fucking a shit ton, then yeah, Crystal Dynamics, you've just lost a little bit of respect for me. I actually liked Crystal Dynamics' Tomb Raider, and they were a good developer. They did an excellent job rebooting the Tomb Raider franchise, but they have slipped down on my expectations now, especially with this recent decision to get a timed exclusive to Xbox One. I do not own an Xbox One, and I can't afford to get another Xbox One, and I'll gladly wait until Rise of the Tomb Raider is available on PlayStation 4 or PC. Whatever one comes first is the version I'm going to be getting. I ain't buying an Xbox One for it. And I've no doubt that there will be also Xbox One exclusive content matched in with that somewhere. Look, I don't have a problem with exclusives. Just saying, I have to silence my phone here because I am a dumbass and didn't do it before I started filming this video. I have no problem with exclusives. Console exclusives sell consoles. I have no problem with them. But Tomb Raider, especially this iteration, is a multi-platform game. Why in the fuck did Crystal Dynamics agree to make it a timed exclusive for Xbox One besides getting a shit ton of fucking money? It is absolutely ridiculous that they would do this. I'm not happy with this, and Crystal Dynamics have lost a great deal of respect for me because of this decision. Now, they did come out with a statement basically saying the usual PR bullshit regarding all of this, saying, oh, we do love our fans. Then why the fuck did you make it a timed exclusive, you idiots? You're giving up a massive chunk of your sales potential by making it a timed exclusive. Why in the fuck is it a good idea to make it a timed exclusive, besides the fact that Microsoft probably got Bill Gates to come up to your front door and says, hey, I want to give you a minute of my time and money. It's ridiculous and I do not like it. I'm still probably going to be picking up Rise of the Tomb Raider due to the fact that it is one of the games. I loved the first Tomb Raider on the reboot to Tomb Raider in 2013. I'm really excited for Rise of the Tomb Raider because it's going to be touching on post-traumatic stress syndrome, which by the looks of it, Lara is going to be suffering. I think it has been confirmed, which is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people. I'm very interested to see how they could do it because the Tomb Raider was a very well-written game in my opinion, and I'm very excited to see what Rise of the Tomb Raider will be like, even though that's a stupid title and they've done the fucking stupidest decision they've ever made in their bloody lives. I'm not getting on Xbox One. I'll be getting on PS4 or PC, whatever comes first. So yeah, I'm going to get off this topic before I end up going on to another fucking rant for another 2 hours. So let's move on to the next news story, and let's talk a little isolation, shall we? Okay, firstly, let me just clarify this right now. I am not a huge fan of the Aliens franchise. I like the Aliens franchise. I like Alien 1 and I like Aliens. Alien 3 I still think okay. Alien Resurrection, while not an amazing film, I still can watch it and laugh at it. Though I am a fan of the Aliens franchise, and I do think Ripley Scott is one of the greatest female heroes out there in my opinion. She is badass to the bloody bone. And now, I'm also not a fan of horror games in particular. I like horror games. I don't mind them, but I haven't played a good horror game in years, mainly because a lot of them just do not interest me. And in all honesty, like Amnesia for instance, the game doesn't interest me. It looks entertaining, but I don't think I'd probably enjoy it as much. And other ones like that as well, but Alien Isolation is a game that actually kind of interests me a little bit. I've always liked the idea of what Amnesia brought in, and while it's not a new idea, it has been around in horror for quite a long time, but it hasn't been done well in video games in quite some time, and that is, you can't kill the bad guy. In the Alien Isolation, you'll be playing Ripley Scott's daughter, who has been touched upon in the movies, only briefly, very, very briefly to my knowledge, and this is a new original story in the Aliens universe. I do like the idea of the fact that you're in there and you have to hide from the alien, otherwise you're dead. Because the alien is probably one of the most terrifying enemies ever to be conceived. Rest in peace, the creator of that. Can't remember his name now. Wales? No, Geiger? H.R. Geiger? The guy who made the aliens, I can't remember his name, I think it's Geiger. Sorry, I'm horrible. Sue me. But I like this idea that you will be doing that, because the first Alien film, it was that this alien was killing off everyone one by one, and it was Ripley Scott that take to defeat it. But I like the idea that the alien is going to be very interesting. I do like the look of it. They did show some more gameplay and all that, and it does look very interesting. It definitely has taken a lot from the Amnesia game, but adding a little bit of their own alien vibe to it. It does look interesting, and the voice cast so far is okay, and also for a PS4 exclusive, if memory serves me, DLC, you will be, or I think it's either a pre-order or a PS4, I can't remember one of the two. You will be getting the original voice cast, the original cast reprising their roles as voiceover in the game. Now, I don't know if it will be a big role or a small role, but it's very interesting in my opinion to see that. The game does look rather interesting, and I can see myself probably picking up in all honesty. And I know a lot is going to ask, if enough of you ask and pester me and annoy the shit out of me, I will record my reaction to it. But I'll let you know, I don't scare fucking easily. I don't scare easily. Like, even playing fucking every horror game I've ever played in my life, or any horror movie I've watched in my life, I've always been like, that's gonna happen, and that's gonna happen. Very, 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 very. I don't jump scare easily. I can normally see them coming a mile away. So I'm very interested to see if this game can actually make me scared. I'm interested. So if enough of you pays me, I will record my reaction to it. But it looks like an interesting game. I like the concept of it, and I like what they're going with is you're not going to kill this thing. This thing more likely will kill you 1,000 times over. So I like the look of it, and I definitely probably will be picking up. So definitely props there to the Alien Isolation team. And I'll probably be like, it can't be any worse than Colonial Marines, let's face it, okay? Okay, let's move on to the next story, which is going to be a little bit about PS Couch. At least that's what I'm calling it. Okay, let's move on to this little story about the PlayStation. I'm calling it the PlayStation Couch. And what it is that in the next update to PlayStation 2.0, which is the software update for the PlayStation software operating system, they'll be implementing something that allows you, basically the PlayStation Couch as I call it, to allow you to play with your friends even if they don't own the game. For the game that you showed off doing this was Far Cry 4. That you'll be able to cooperate. If say I own Far Cry 4 and I wanted MD or Ability to maybe come and join me in a bit of co-op, but they don't own the game because they didn't think about picking it up, I can invite them to join it, and they just need to download a little something, and then we move on and we just play it even though they don't own the game. It gives them a little bit of taste to it. I actually like this. This is PlayStation is doing something right. I like the sound of this, and I can see this being implemented very well. And also the fact that you can also have the ability now, and by the looks of it, when this update is coming, to actually literally go when you were on a couch with a friend. Ah, fuck! I'm stuck. God damn! I'm stuck. Ah! Well, actually, it'll be better if I grab the actual controller. Let's unplug it quickly. Yeah, but this. Ah, come on, come on, over. Ah! I died again, and go. And I got my headset and I go. Hey, Ability, I'm on. You want to try and see if you can beat this boss? I can't beat it. And then just go, well, not literally go like that, but I'll be able to pass over control to Ability or MD or Ash or N7, and they'll be able to play that part for me. At least that's what it sounds like, and I think it has been confirmed. That is very fucking cool in my opinion, and it's something that I think should have been implemented a long time ago, but it's taking the next step. Let's face it, a lot of us out there very rarely have friends over playing video games. A lot of games no longer have couch co-op. Couch co-op is a thing of the past. It's dying out. There are not a lot of games that do local co-op. It's all online now. So with this new implementation with the PlayStation Couch, you'll be able to do couch co-op, except it'll be online. Even though your friend doesn't have to own the game. How many of us went around our friend's place and only went around to play their bloody games? Yes, I'm a bad person. Sorry to all the friends I knew. They hate me now, by the way. But yeah, I definitely like this implementation. I definitely will be testing it out with MD Ability, Ash, and N7 whenever we get around to playing games together eventually, because it's very hard to do these days. But I like this, and I definitely approve of it, and major props to PlayStation for this. We're going to move on to the next story, which is going to talk a little bit about PT, or as I'm calling it, Playable Trailer, Silent Hills, or The Walking Dead, Silent Hills. Okay, let me just say this right now. I have never been a Silent Hill fan. I have seen the movie. I think I played one of the games many, many years ago. Don't quote me on it, I can't guarantee it. But I do remember playing at least one of them. I can't remember what one it is, so don't ask me. But the new playable trailer, PT, spoiler alert by the way, which is a playable teaser, or trailer, depending on what you call it, of the next Silent Hills game. There have been plenty of people who have been recording their reaction, including my friend N7 who did a stream of it, which was hilarious to watch by the way, of this new playable trailer, or PT as it's called. And really it was launched on Xbox Live, on PlayStation Plus, so on PlayStation Network, right like that, and nothing was known about it when it was first announced and released. People just downloaded it and played it and got scared shitless. I laughed my ass off because I was like, yeah, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen, that's going to happen. And yeah, I was funny. And a lot of people didn't know that it actually was a playable teaser for the next Silent Hill game called Silent Hills. See what they did there? See what they did? They've upgraded now. It's not just a hill, it's now hills. Various hills all over the place now. So there are more hills where you're going to get absolutely motherfucking killed by giant pyramid head creatures, or nurses that somehow now have become contortionists and have no eyes. And for some reason that turns people. I met a person actually who got turned on by that. Anyway, but yeah, I like that it was announced that this is. Then the trailer came on that this is the next installment of the Silent Hills franchise, and it's going to be worked on by Hirojo Kojima, who I'm not a big fan of, Guillermo del Toro of Pan's Labyrinth, Pacific Rim, and various other titles. And what's his name? I am so sorry to the actor. I'm going to actually have to look this up. I don't want to get this actor's name wrong because I've made myself promise that I'm going to try and remember actor's name because of a video I saw. I'm trying to remember as many actors' names as I possibly can. What's his name? Norman Reedus. That's his name. Norman Reedus, who you will know from The Walking Dead as Daryl. Yes, Daryl, or Norman Reedus, will be the main character in this franchise, which actually piqued my interest. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never been the biggest fan of implementing real live actors into video games because it kind of takes away from the voice actors, in my opinion, who have done this thing for years. Don't get me wrong, it can be done right. It can be done really, really well, in my opinion. As Keith Davis is a good example. And of course, I can't forget Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe, who, besides the game that they weren't being completely not shite, did amazing performances. I have with mocap as well. So it is coming more apparent that the video games are getting the notability that big name actors and actresses are trying to get involved in them, and I definitely give major props to Norman Reedus for actually doing this if he was approached or he decided himself. He's a good actor in my opinion. He's a really good actor. He's a lot of people's favourite character on The Walking Dead, even though he's basically the Boba Fett of the show. He doesn't say he barely says a fucking word, but everyone fucking loves him. I don't know why, but I like him as well. He's pretty cool. And it's very impressive that he's going to be moving on to a new project. Now, I'm assuming he's still probably going to do The Walking Dead, unless his character's already died, because I stopped watching it a while ago. But I'm nice to see that he is moving into there, and I'm very interested. This might actually be another horror game that I might end up picking up, because Guillermo del Toro, I actually really like Pan's Labyrinth. It is a really creepy, disturbing, but very well done movie, and I'm definitely interested to see what kind of spin Guillermo del Toro will put on the Silent Hill franchise. I'm very, very interested to see what they're going to be doing with that. Not too interested in Kojima's involvement in it, because as I say, I think Kojima's a fucking hack, in my opinion. That's merely my opinion, okay? Metal Gear Solid fanboys, before you start coming after me. My opinion, you can hate it or love it, just fuck off if you're going to be a dick about it. Not a big fan of Kojima. I think he's pretty much, he's over fucking rated beyond belief. And he probably should have not retired years ago. But yeah, Guillermo del Toro and Norman Reedus, I'm very interested to see how they're going to be doing this. So this does have me interested, and I definitely cannot wait to see what more comes out involved with it. I think we'll move on to the last two little things of the story. We're going to move on to the little quickie one, which is a little bit of hell. Okay, let's move on to the second last topic, which is actually a game that really piqued my interest, Hellblade. Now, this trailer came out at the PlayStation conference, and then there was some gameplay released a little bit later, and it basically reminds me of an Elder Scrolls game, only it looks a little bit more different. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I do want to give this a little bit. I know that it does actually look rather interesting, and I'm very interested to see what this can do. It does look like it's got a bit of a Celtic vibe to it, so you can guess why it appeals to me. Shut up. But I definitely like the look of it, and it definitely has piqued my interest. I can't remember the developer's name off the top of my head, I do apologise. But I just wanted to give this game a quick note and definitely say that it does have me interested at least, and I definitely will probably end up picking it up, maybe at a later date. Maybe I'll wait until more comes out, we'll have to wait and see. But it does look like it's going to be a bit of an RPG at least, which I'm very interested in. I love my RPGs. Whether it's going to be action orientated or story orientated, we actually don't know at the moment, but I think that's about it. So yeah, we'll move on to the final segment of this one, which we're going to talk a little CD Projekt Red, baby. We're going to talk Witcher. Oh yeah, Witcher! Okay, let's talk Witcher, shall we now? What? You knew I was going to do it. Yeah, I had to bust it out. I had to bust my stuff out for The Witcher. But yeah, CD Projekt Red did show a demo, which is now available on their YouTube channel, which I will leave a link in the description to go and check if you haven't seen it. A 35-minute preview, basically, of The Witcher 3. Now, primarily, most of this demonstration we have already seen. It is gameplay that we've seen bits and pieces of, but now it's mashed up together to actually fit a little bit of a coherent previous story. Now the purposes of the demo is that Geralt is actually looking for an ashen-haired woman with a scar on her face, which, minor spoiler alert by the way, but it's kind of already out there, that it ends up turning out to be Ciri, not the iPhone thing, the Ciri character from the Witcher books. Now, I don't know much about this character personally. As I say, I've only made it about halfway through the Blood Elves book, which actually features her. She is featured in The Last Wish as well, but only ever so subtly. But she's a very interesting character in the Witcher universe, which I'm not going to spoil what she is or what she can do. She's just human, by the way, and she's not a Witcher, I'll say that much. But what she can do is very interesting, and I don't want to spoil too much for anyone who doesn't know anything about her. But let's just say shit's about to get fucking real. It does show off pretty much most of the same stuff that we've already seen. However, it does show a couple of wee bits here in new gameplay. It shows off some new characters. It shows off some new scenery. This game looks absolutely gorgeous. I cannot wait to get my hands on this game. This game looks stunningly beautiful. It looks fluent with the combat. The control scheme seems a lot more redefined than it was in the previous games. The game looks phenomenal, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. I'm a big fan of the Witcher franchise, as you can tell, but I really, really cannot wait to get my hands on this game. They did show a lot of the combat. They showed off a couple more of the signs. They showed off the Ignigius sign, which is the Ignigius, which is fire. They showed basically shooting a flamethrower from his hand, which is fucking awesome. It showed off some of the new enemy types. It did show also how you're going to learn how to adapt against your enemies. This game The Witcher 3 is going to be more heavily focused on the fact that you learn about your enemies, like the monsters that you go up with, instead of just going up against them. In the previous Witcher games, it was stated you could go up and defeat a creature, but you couldn't harvest its organs or anything unless you read up on about it. In this game, you'll have to learn about the creature, otherwise you'll probably end up getting annihilated. You might still be able to kill it, but you won't be able to kill it as efficiently. If you read up on the creature, like for example a griffin, if you read up on a griffin, learn its weaknesses, learn a little bit more about it, you'll eventually actually be able to even learn to possibly kill it in one hit. They have stated this, that if you learn enough, you could kill mostly any of the creatures in one hit if you know where to hit. Which I absolutely love, that you're going to be a proper witch hunt, not a proper witcher, a monster hunter. This is your profession. You do this to make a living, and you have to know everything about a monster to go up against it. I've always loved that. I always love preparing to go up against an enemy just as much as I like to go versing an enemy, because you have to learn about it, you have to study it, you have to make sure you know everything you can about it before you go up against it. If I'm going to go up against, say, a dragon, say I'm going up against let's just use a standard dragon, like your stereotypical dragon, nothing specific, not a red dragon, not a blue dragon, not a green dragon, not a mist dragon, not any other type of, just a standard dragon, like Dragon Age for example. If I'm going to go up against a dragon, I want to know everything I can about a dragon. Roughly how strong do we expect it to be? What kind of fire breath does it have? How intelligent is it? What kind of powers does it have? Where are its weak points? Where is the most common place that they're sighted? How do I get it to stop it from flying away? First-hand accounts from fighting it. People who have talked to people who have killed dragons, fought dragons, seen dragons. I would learn as much as I possibly could about these creatures before I even draw my blade to it. Because that learning about an opponent is just as important as taking it on in a fight, and I absolutely love that The Witcher 3 is going to be implementing that expertly well, hopefully. The game looks phenomenal. It looks absolutely fantastic. Not much new was shown. They did show off the Xbox One Collector's Edition, which is just the same edition as the PC edition. But it does look very interesting. If I can, I will try and get my hands on it, but it all depends on my circumstances. But the game looks phenomenal, and I definitely would recommend that you go and check out the gameplay trailer, or gameplay at least, if not at least anything else that I've talked about. Other than that, very well done CD Projekt Red. The game looks phenomenal, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. So thank you so much for making some awesome games. But hurry up and tell us about Cyberpunk. I really want to fucking know. And then we'll move on to the outro now. Let's go. Thank you for watching the Warriors Geeky News regarding Gamescom 2014. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I did greatly appreciate anyone checking out the video and at least taking the time to check it. I do apologise, I rambled on for a long ass time, but I thought that this Gamescom deserved a little bit of credit there. So I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I will try my damnedest to leave links in the descriptions to anywhere you can find the information regarding the games or information I've talked about in this installment of the Warriors Geeky News. Other than that, I thank you for watching. If there's any geeky news out there that you want me to try and cover, feel free to send me a little tweet or a Facebook, or even message me at scottishword92@gmail.com for any kind of geeky news that you think would be interesting for me to discuss. Other than that, don't forget to check out the rest of my videos on my channel. Don't forget to also check out my Patreon, and also the links in the description for all this stuff you need for the social medias. Other than that, I thank you for watching. As always, I'm scottishword92, and I'll see you all next time. Ciao for now. Mwah. Hey there, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, regardless of whatever the video topic was about, because I know I'm a complete lot of tit sometimes. If you want to check out any of my other further content, all you have to do is click on the little Scottish 192 thing down in the bottom there to take you to the channel and check out the rest of my videos. If you want to follow me on any of my social medias, it's just Scottish 192 everywhere else. And also, if you want to help support the channel, all you have to do is pop in the link in the description to my Patreon page, patreon.com/Scottish192, in which if you feel like my content is worth it, you can donate $1 a month to help continue to support this channel and help me make this into a full-time gig. Feel free to go check out the Patreon page to make sure it is to your liking and you actually want to spend $1 a month on this shitty channel. Thank you for watching. Again, as always, I am ScottishWarrior92, and I hope you'll stick around and maybe even join the clan by clicking that subscribe button. Thank you.